Landry Shamet just suffered what looks to be a serious injury, and this has massive implications on the New York Knicks, as Shamet was going to make the team's final roster and most likely be the ninth man in the rotation, and now all of that is up in the air, and we have to break it down. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video, because Landry Shamet looks like what appears to have dislocated his shoulder, a very, very similar injury to what Julius Randle suffered in January. And this could lead to him not only not making the Knicks in general, but also losing out on his rotation spot and completely messing with the Knicks' expected rotation going into this season. Excuse me, guys, I don't have tuberculosis, but Landry Shamet does have a serious injury, as mentioned by Ian Begley, who said, Landry Shamet suffered a serious right shoulder injury in the third quarter of New York's preseason win over Charlotte. He hurt his shoulder while defending Moussa Dembélé in a drive. The 27-year-old appeared to be in significant pain after the injury. He went straight to the Knicks locker room with a trainer, and entering Tuesday night, Shamet had a very strong chance to make the Knicks' regular season roster. New York needed a player with his perimeter shooting, particularly after trading Dante DiVincenzo to Minnesota in the Karl-Anthony Towns deal, and Tom Thibodeau has praised Shamet for his work in the preseason and in training camp, and if healthy, he likely would have been in the Knicks rotation. Now, also mentioned, Shamet is signed to an Exhibit 9 contract, so if his injury is significant, the Knicks could waive him and only have a $15,000 cap hit, which the club could then have room under the second apron to add another player on a veteran minimum contract, not go into that second apron, and still convert a two-way player who is going to be Ariel Hukporti. And if the Knicks convert Hukporti, that would mean they have 13 players on traditional deals, and Shamet would have been the 14th player, but now all of that is up in the air as Shamet went down with an ugly injury. Now, true story, that actually happened. I just filmed this exact video, literally 10 minutes prior. I was in the middle of filming this same video, but I showed a clip of the injury, and I went to post it on YouTube, and I got demonetized for copyright. So I can't show the video, unfortunately, which is truly a shame because I like to show videos on this channel. I think it adds a little bit of a grip to it. But I am going to give you guys a warning that I didn't give in the last video. If you're squeamish, do not look at this. Landry Shamet, you could see clearly here, and it's not the biggest screen ever, but as mentioned, these look a little close in shape and in bone wanting to pop out of the skin. Same injury that Julius Randle suffered when he dislocated his shoulder and missed the rest of that season with the New York Knicks and never wore a Knicks uniform again. Landry Shamet, who's on a non-guaranteed deal and wasn't a multiple-time All-Star with the New York Knicks, has the same injury, same shoulder, same bone popping out. I'm telling you right now, Landry Shamet dislocated his shoulder. Look, it's the exact same injury as Julius Randle's. You could see that Shamet's in agonizing pain. Dislocations are one of the most painful injuries someone can suffer. They suck, I know from personal experience with my kneecap. It's not fun to dislocate something. So Landry could be out for literally 3 weeks, and he could be completely fine, and it's just a clean in and out, reset the shoulder, you're all good in a few weeks. Just make sure to rehab it well, do a lot of shoulder strengthening exercises, and you'll be good to go. We know this all because we dealt with this with Julius Randle. Or he could be out, he could need surgery for it to stay in place, and then he's going to get cut by the Knicks. Certainly not be in the rotation, but not even be on the roster. So if that happens, obviously that's something that's very, very fearful. And honestly, now, you could look back if you don't want to look at the dislocation. We're off that screen. If you also stayed on this video when that happened, shout out to you. But also, look, here's the deal. This definitely throws a wrench in the New York Knicks' plans because Shamet was going to be the ninth man in the rotation. You can't add Tyler Kolek in his place. Tyler Kolek's a guard. So is Cameron Payne. So is Deuce McBride. One of them's not getting minutes. Deuce is the sixth man. So it's either Payne or it's Kolek. Now, Kolek looks phenomenal. So phenomenal, I'm about to drop a video on him in a few days. But prior to this, we knew the rotation. We knew their nine-man rotation. We knew it was the starting five of Brunson, OG, McHale, almost said Julius Randle, Josh Hart, and Karl-Anthony Towns. Bench unit is going to be, and this is when Mitchell Robinson is not here, Deuce McBride, Cameron Payne, Landry Shamet, Precious Achiuwa. Now there's been a wrench thrown in these plans, and the New York Knicks are going to have to figure out who their next ninth man is going to be, and they do have a few different options here, and we're going to look at them right now. Now, one of them is TJ Warren. TJ Warren is on a non-guaranteed deal with the New York Knicks. Played last night, played decently. Last season, 11 games played with the Minnesota Timberwolves, put up 4 points, 2 rebounds per game. Only shot 44% from the field and just a beautiful 15% from three in very limited attempts. I mean, look, he's not a great player anymore. He's really injury prone. I really don't see him making the end of the Knicks bench because he's injury prone, and the Knicks are probably going to want someone who they don't have to worry about getting hurt if they're digging this deep in to their rotation. It means that there's a few different players hurt, essentially. And the same goes for Chuma Okeke, who last season had 2 points, 2 rebounds per game, shot 36% from the field and 28% from three. Now, the saving grace is he did shoot 37.5 on corner three attempts. Maybe with more attempts, maybe with staying healthy for a full year. Yeah, Chuma could shoot better from three. We've seen years where Chuma's shot pretty well from beyond the arc. He made a ton of threes against the Knicks one time when he was on the Magic. He's also a good defender. However, again, he's injury prone. It really doesn't feel like the Knicks want someone injury prone on the end of their bench, because if they're going to dig into the end of their bench, it means there's already enough injuries as it is. Now, they could throw Pacome Dadier into the rotation. Pacome did put up 16 points in the last preseason game, hit a few threes, had some nice moves. I mean, raw prospect, but the man looks like he does have something there that could be very valuable down the line in the NBA. The Knicks' future is weirdly looking bright with Tyler Kolek and Pacome Dadier, and I'm excited to watch them down the line. But as of right now, those guys will probably not be in the rotation. And you could imagine maybe they go big and play Jericho Sims next to Precious Achiuwa, but Jericho Sims has looked pretty underwhelming in preseason, and honestly, then after that, who do you go to? Ariel Hukporti? Like, again, 2 big men with Precious and someone else. I don't love that spacing at all. Things can get very weird very quickly for the New York Knicks, and they're going to have to figure out who to bring in to this team with Landry Shamet's future with the Knicks up in the air. Now, if the Knicks are going to check in because they want Landry Shamet on the team. They like Landry Shamet. Tibbs likes Landry Shamet. The team wants him there. They want him in the rotation. But if he's going to be out for the next 6 months rehabbing his shoulder dislocation, they're going to waive him. Obviously, they would, and they'd be right to do so because they're bringing him in off a non-guaranteed deal. They can cut him and only have a $15,000 cap it. That's virtually nothing towards the salary cap. So, obviously, that's what they should do. And I'm not advocating for Shamet to lose his job. I'm just saying, if you're the New York Knicks, that is what a team does there. You could also look in the free agent market and bring someone else in. Someone like a Marcus Morris. Now, I'm going to do a whole video on Marcus Morris breaking down why if Shamet is out for the foreseeable future, Marcus Morris is the guy to go to there. So, we'll be sure to break that all down, and whatever happens, we're going to get on it right away. So, guys, make sure to like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Knicks.